Let's talk about creative fatigue. Now, what does creative fatigue mean? Well, for me, that's either one of two things. First is that you're just tired of creating and your creative energy is run out because you've been using it too much. And I've been there a couple times in my life. The first time was when I was working on my graduating thesis book, and it's a huge scope project, and I would spend hours and hours every day for weeks in a row with my nose so close to it that at a certain point my creativity kind of just ran out, and I was sitting there either wasting time or making poor design decisions and doing stuff that I later had to fix. The other time that I've been in, I guess, tired of creating is when I was building the bus. I would go weeks and weeks and weeks at a time working on it, again, so close up to it that, yeah, I stopped knowing what to do next. And at a certain point, you run out. So I would take a week off. I wouldn't do a thing on the bus, and I'd be able to go back and hit it really hard and get a long ways really quickly because I had a little bit of a break, a step back from it. Now, the second kind of creative fatigue that I've experienced is where you just don't have the energy to. Not because you've been being creative too much, but more that you've spent your energy somewhere else, whether that's school, work, trips, just other projects that really aren't creative, but they still take up all your time and energy. And that's a different kind of creative block. It's, for me, the less fulfilling one, because as a creative individual, I want to be making things. I'm productivity driven. Like I cannot go through a day without achieving something. Now, when that's work, I achieve things at work. When that's school, I achieve things at school. When I have time to be creative, I get to be creative. And that's what I really like to do. And for the last couple of months, I've been in that kind of creative fatigue where come the end of the day, I have no energy left. I've spent it all on other things besides being creative. And that can be anything, whether that's making videos for this channel, Instagram, TikTok, even cooking. That's one of my creative outlets. And, I've hardly cooked a thing in the last couple of months. This kind of creative fatigue is far less fulfilling for me. And that's mostly because I cannot look back at any recent time and say, yeah, I was making stuff, or I was being successfully creative. The other kind where you just run out of creative juices, at least you've been creating things, So there's still some short-term creative fulfillment that you've hit. But right now, I haven't made anything in months. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because this isn't something that happened to me. This is a result of things that I've chosen. I've chosen to work at a certain job, and that takes up a lot of my time. I've chosen to maintain a relationship and that takes up a lot of time and energy as well. This weekend I'm going to Spokane from SoCal for a couple of days to spend some time with my girlfriend, and that's another window where I'll be spending my time and energy investing in something other than working on some creative projects, which isn't a bad thing at all. Like, that's important and that's healthy, but I haven't been balanced with leaving myself time for creativity. That's just something that I have to learn from and grow through as I start to find other opportunities to exercise my creative freedom. It's been helpful for me in the last couple of weeks to look back at these 2 months of creative fatigue and kind of identify what I'm feeling about it and why and where that's coming from. First of all, for most of the summer, I was doing my best at being pretty consistent with some of my platforms. And that took a lot out of me. So trying to be consistent all across a bunch of platforms and creating not only just consistent content, but decent quality content, that's what started me on this downward trend towards burnout. And it wasn't until I went to Peru and then came back from Peru and a lot of stuff changed. In that transition moment, I was also trying to stay up late at night and I didn't have any energy left, but I was trying to be productive with my Peru content and it wasn't working for me. So it was late in those nights and I was trying to put together a timeline and trying to just throw clips together because I felt obligated to get something out there. Like I have all this amazing content from my trek in Peru and you haven't seen any of it. And for a couple weeks, I thought that was the worst thing in the world. I felt super guilty about it. And I felt like I owed it to you, whoever you are, to get that content out there. And it wasn't until like the second or third night of me just kind of banging my head against my laptop trying to make something good come out of that content where I finally like kind of took a time out and asked myself, I was like, okay, what am I doing with this? At that time, I was literally just like throwing clips together on a timeline and putting music behind it, and I kept watching it back, and I was like, I used to make this in like 8th grade. Like that's what it felt like I was doing. Just a little montage, iMovie style kind of thing, and it wasn't doing it for me. It wasn't something that I was proud of. And so then I deleted the project. I got rid of it completely, and I stopped. I had to ask myself, I was like, why am I making this video? Is it something that I'm going to be proud of? Is it something that I should be proud of? Who am I making it for? And then in that moment I was like, okay, I don't owe this video to anybody. And in that moment, maybe this was like 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago, I finally realized, I was like, okay, no, I haven't made content in a while. I haven't been consistent, but that's okay. Because why do I do it? I do it for me. I do it because it's fun, and I do it because it gives me an opportunity to make something that I can be proud of and love the outcome of, and see my skills as a storyteller and as a creator grow with every project. And if it's going to take steps back because I'm forcing it to happen, then I don't think it's worth doing. So that's where I got to a couple of weeks ago. And since then, I haven't changed anything about what I'm doing. I still haven't created anything, but now I don't feel bad about it, which has been really, really good. It's been like a little freeing feeling to say, no, I do not have to make something this week. I don't have to post on Instagram today. Like, I brought it back to doing it for me, which has been really nice. It's been really fun. And I don't look at the numbers because I don't care right now. yeah, if you engage, then great. I love it. I love to talk to people about all of this kind of stuff, all of this stuff that I'm sharing. Like, that's why I share it, is so I can start conversations and meet people and get to know people like you guys. So when it comes to this camera, I use it for a couple things here and there, but when I'm parked in someone's driveway and I'm not out here like this, then it kind of stays away, and I don't really use it because I didn't want to force myself. I don't want to force myself to use this camera to make things that I'm not proud of and that I don't want to share. That's the end of the story. So that's been my journey over the last couple months, in case maybe there's a few devout few of you that really watch all my videos and have been like, where is BBabus? What's going on? That's what's going on. So it's been my own kind of growth moment and creative journey that I'm realizing why I do what I do and why I choose to do the things that I enjoy. Yes, I know at a certain point it can't all be fun. It can't all be just for me. At some point, it's going to be more than that. It's going to need to be better than that. And that time will come. But right now, it doesn't have to be. So where does that leave me in this channel and what's happening next? No change for now. I'm going to be still working the job I'm working for a couple months. It's going to be even busier coming up soon, and I'm totally fine with that. I think what I do hope that now that I'm in this location in Southern California, it'll be a little bit more accessible to grab a couple of people and go out and make a time on a weekend and have some fun outside, out down here, Joshua Tree, desert, coast, beach. We'll see. But hopefully that's going to be even more available to me now. Not that I'll make a video out of every single one of those. You know, that's still not a must do. I'll do it if I'm compelled and I feel like it's a good creative option. For now, in the immediate future, I can't promise anything, and I want to set the bar there and be right there. Come 2022, there's going to be a lot of changes, however, and I'm very excited about that. I'm looking forward to being able to really see some parts of this country and take this bus to some places that I'm pretty pumped about, and that will usher in a change to this channel, a change to my other socials as far as what and how often you'll see stuff coming out. So I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, as always, I thank you for following along and watching this video, my past videos, any of my videos, for following me on Instagram. I do love sharing what I'm doing and what's going on, and I appreciate that you're interested and passionate about it like I am. With that, I do encourage and I hope that if you are creative, which I guarantee you are, everybody is somehow, that don't get stuck. Don't feel obligated to do something that you love and then end up making things that you're not proud of. So remember to put your energy where you need to and save some for yourself. Take care of yourselves, stay rested, and stay positive. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. God knows when that'll be. Thanks again. Bye.